and that's how you know that the start of the podcast has kind of started. But this is just like the intermission part. Well, the clap is just to sync the
It's
audio.
a sync.
Yeah.
So it's official.
It is
official stuff.
It is official. Only because the clicker is not working to start the camera. So when it wasn't recording at all. So I had to do it manually and then start the recording manually.
Gotcha. Clap on, clap off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
So what plans you got today, Tom?
Not a lot, I'd say, on air. But
Let the people know where you're at.
well, I'm very personal about my life until we, get into topics that are relating to this.
He was going to wear a mask today.
I was. I'm glad I didn't at this time. But maybe in the future, who knows? You just gotta take it every moment, take it every day. But besides that, I'm into a lot of things. I got some school work to do. I got some trip planning to do. I got a bunch of stuff. It's ironic we're going to talk about traveling because I'm literally going to be doing some trip planning today.
We're not talking about traveling today, Thomas.
Oh, we're not?
No,
Okay.
We're not. Well, I guess that brings us into the latest episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining myself and my special guest, Thomas Bartholomew.
Yes, that is my last name.
I'm sure he wouldn't like me to use his last name. He's a very private person.
I am. I appreciate that.
And I also don't know how to pronounce his last name because it's French, and that's a little too extravagant for me.
Don't give too much information now.
I doubt they're going to be able to figure that out. I mean, how many French names are out there? There's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah, definitely.
So we were just talking about a little bit of traveling, right? We had a little bit of chats here and there about traveling. He wants to go to, where did you say again?
Yeah, so there's a few trips I could think of off the top of my head. So I'm going to be going to Tennessee, but I want to go to an international travel for New Year's. That was a new trip that I kind of just thought of last night. I was like, it was like 9, and this is around when I go to bed, like 9 or something, like around 10, pretty late. And I was like, that'd be really cool if I've never, been outside Mexico and Canada and, of course, the United States.
Sure.
And I was like, maybe I'll go to Eastern Europe for some sort of New Year celebration because they have very unique and culturally significant celebrations. Right. Our celebration, I mean, not to say that our celebration isn't great, but it just kind of seems not up my alley. Just kind of materialistic.
You're not content with the United States way that they celebrate New Year's Eve. Is that what you're just like you're trying to say?
Yeah,
this guy.
TV watching, kiss your partner type of thing. It's like
what's wrong with that?
I mean, whatever. It's just not. It's like, to me, it's like there could be more to that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, like last year, for example, I celebrated with a certain service that they do in some Protestant Eastern countries where what they do is they, kind of participate in what they call like a light service or whatever.
Sure.
And essentially all it's about, like, I don't really care if you're Christian or not. What I'm trying to say is like, all it's about is new beginnings. Mm-hmm. It's all about what are we going to do this next year?
Right.
It's like, how is this going to be better?
Yeah.
Instead of like new year, new me. It's like, okay, like what will we really do with it, essentially?
Yeah.
It's like we're given another year on this earth.
Right.
So
yeah, the whole new year, new me thing kind of, I feel like it's a big social construct, at least for being in the U.S. is a big social construct, just because everybody has a new year, new me type of goal, especially dry January. I don't know if you heard about that this year.
I have, yeah.
I mean.
And vegan January.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, that's a popular one now.
I refuse. Meat is too good for me to pass up.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Pause. Don't take that out of context. But I have a special question for you, Tom.
Sure.
Okay. And we're going to call him Tom. So his name is spelled T-H-O-M.
Yes, it is.
And there's no, I mean, you could do the A-S at the end, but it's T-H-O-M. So we call him Thom. So in the comments, drop it in there.
Nobody calls me Thom. That is not a thing that happens.
Call him Thom. So my podcast outline is different than your podcast outline.
Oh,
why?
Interesting.
Because there needs to be some element of surprise to it. You can't know everything that's on the outline, right? You wouldn't be a guest being caught off guard. I want your genuine reactions to certain things on the podcast. So one of my very first questions that I have for you, just before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of traveling. What are some of your basic necessities for traveling? Are there anything that you can think of that most people don't need that they end up bringing?
That's a really good question, I would actually say.
Right?
Food. People bring so much food with them. Why?
Really? Okay.
To me, what I venture for is a vacation of adventures, essentially. And if you're not for a vacation of adventures, if you're kind of just going like, okay, we're going to go to our Airbnb and kind of chillax, totally reasonable. I've done that too.
Sure.
Then you kind of do need to bring food and whatever. But I'm talking about for a thing of adventure. Part of the adventure is discovering the new things. Like there's so many opportunities to get food at a cheap cost. You don't have to go to restaurants all the time, although sometimes you may want to. There's just no need to bring that much food, to my understanding. Another thing I think people bring, like maybe one more, would be their electronics. Besides your phone, you don't really need anything else. And because kind of the whole point is to get out of the routine, is my understanding is if you're going on vacation, besides like a staycation, like, oh, okay, I'm doing this to get tasks done, which people do, you're doing for an experience, for an adventure.
Sure.
So like, why are you bringing anything but the bare bones necessity? Like for your phone, there's just so many resources that you should be able to access, and we can get into that later if you want.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
That's kind of two things. There's so many more, but I don't want to take too much time up for that.
You are hogging up all the time. That's all the time we have left, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on the latest episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. This has been our kind of a guest. He can exit the premises whenever
Sounds
he wants.
Great.
No, that's a good answer. I mean, I think in general, when people, like, at least our generation, right? You know, I'm being a little generous by saying our generation. We have Gen Z and millennials sitting in the room here. But I think like both of those two generations have a knack for being attached to their phone. It's almost like, I mean, I know you don't have this particular issue, but I know there's almost like a separation anxiety type of thing. Like you leave your phone behind, and you're like, oh my God, my phone is like, I don't have my phone. I no one can text me, no one can call me. I can't check. You're like cut off from all society and civilization, and it's like it's almost like a dystopian type of thing, you know. But I think it's really hard for people to let their phone go in general. For some people, it's not.
Yeah.
But especially when they travel, because like GPS, especially if you're going to another country.
That's fair.
Another country, you're like, I don't really know where I'm at, and I kind of need to figure a lot of these like basic things out.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's fair.
And so, but you kind of like touched a little bit on like removing a couple things from your bag when you travel. Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is less is more.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And you bring your mind.
Right.
And again, another benefit is, I'm not saying leave the phone behind, because I think the phone's important.
Sure.
But honestly, like, I would just ask this question. How many pictures does one truly need, right? How many times do you truly need to take out your phone and text something or do anything?
Yeah.
If you're truly doing this for the experience, if you're not doing this for some social media stomping, or you're not doing this to show your friends, you're not doing this to kind of reminisce in the past, but you're actually doing this to experience something now, you don't really need your phone all that often, except for resources. So just like anything, a phone is a tool, and it can be abused. And so I think, like, again, we'll go into all the resources you can get on the internet, which there's so many great ones.
Yeah.
And it will help you like be minimalist. It'll help you save money. It'll help you enjoy the experience. Then there's also things that you can do just to waste oodles of money, copious amounts of time, and it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking to spend money, which I think a lot of people are, I mean, the biggest issue, or not issue, I don't want to call it an issue, because I feel like that boxes people into a corner, and they're like, oh well, like you're basically saying that what I do is a problem. I mean, if it's a problem and you recognize it and you think that it's a problem yourself, then yeah, it's a problem. But if you are doing it and you're like, oh, I don't see any harm in doing this, ignorance is bliss, right? If it's not a problem to you, then it's not a problem to you. But I will say, when it comes to social media and Instagram, there are itineraries. I don't know if you're on Instagram a lot, or social media in general a lot anymore.
No.
But there are different itineraries that a lot of content creators end up making.
Okay.
Right? And so basically what that means is that you have, here are the 5 best places that you need to stop when you go to Japan, Tokyo, China, Bali, etc. These are the places that you need to explore. And so that kind of sets like a, oh, well, I don't want to miss out on these said places or these said destinations. So I have to make sure I add those to my list. And it kind of just like, I feel like those Instagram itineraries kind of, I think it makes it easier for you to plan out your trip to some degree. But I think if you're trying to do everything in one trip and you've never been there, it might become a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram itineraries, it's kind of like, how should I put this? Those travel blogs or magazines that used to be popular for the older generations. So it's like, oh, visit these top 10 places or whatever it is. So it's not that it's necessarily new, but it's definitely more hyper, right? It's more in your face, sensationalized rather. And to me, that's just, why sensation? It's like every part of one's life, right? Can be sensationalized. It can be hyper. And so like, why would you do like, oh, we're on a podcast. It's so hyper. It's like so sensational. But in reality, it's just kind of part of life.
Are
right?
you making fun of my podcast?
It's just, to me, it's like part of life. If you're not on podcasts, if you're not traveling, if you're not doing these things, like to me, like vlogging, you're kind of missing things. Like you're kind of missing opportunities and you're missing experiences in life. And so like when it comes to Instagram itineraries, first of all, I think there is things that you should hit in terms of like what you want to hit.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it shouldn't be like, well, quite frankly, you should essentially. It's like, oh, you should visit these things because you're going to miss out. Like, you don't know what other people are going to experience as the most meaningful thing. Like, you could go to, let's say, Tennessee, because that's at the top of my mind.
Wait, I have to stop you there. I don't mean to cut you off, but were you about to say Japan?
No, it's not going to say Japan. I was going to say where we are.
Okay, gotcha.
But I didn't want to share that.
No, you're fine. Because the only reason, because you said and I was like, maybe I was talking about Japan a little bit too much. So.
Oh yeah. Do your listeners know how much you enjoy that cultural and geographical area?
They don't, but now they do.
Now they do.
Thank you, Tom.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. They know now. You guys know now that I enjoy Japan quite often, but who doesn't? I mean, there's a lot of great things about Japan. So
there's a lot of great things about a lot of great countries.
Nope, only Japan.
I love it. Just love it. So Tennessee, right? If you go to Chattanooga, there's a lot more things to do than just one or two things, right?
Yeah.
You can do so much. For example, there's this thing called Ruby Falls, and it's an underground waterfall. It's not the most popular attraction, but it is a popular attraction.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And so I could write, because I've used to do this. I used to do podcast, blogs, Instagram, whatever it was. I could write, the top 10 places I visited in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And you have to hit these places. But you don't know if that's going to be entertaining or not.
I'm sorry.
And to me, like when I went there, it was okay for 15 minutes.
Sure.
Once I saw the waterfall, it was like, meh. It's an underground cave. Yeah. And it's like, it's not trivializing anything. There's a lot of people put a lot of hard work into it. There's a lot of people enjoy that.
Wait, is it man-made?
It's not man-made. No.
Okay.
So the guy discovered it, and he actually had to crawl like for like a mile or something ridiculous until he got to the open cavern where the waterfall was. Cool. And so it was then later that the cave was man-made. So first the cave existed, but it was only crawl space. And then they had to actually like blow it up or mine it. I'm not exactly sure how they renovated the cave, but it's a nice experience, but it's like paying $15-$20 for an underground cave. It's not too bad if you want that within your experience. There's just a lot of other things to do. Yeah. So to me, like these Instagram itineraries are very minimizing of other experiences, and especially, I mean, I'm no fan of corporate, and so like when it's something that's corporate. If it's corporate, right? So somebody who has some sort of affiliate, and they're like, oh, you need to go visit this place, or maybe even they're getting paid by, like, for example, every country, country too, yeah. But I was more talking about like every state has a visit our state type of website and funds. So they could theoretically, I don't know if they do this or not, so don't take me up on that, but they could fund influencers, right? They could fund people and say, hey, come visit our state or promote our state, and get people to join. This isn't a ludicrous thing. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's within their incentive to do so. But my point is, it's like kind of take the source, right? Take the source, and as they say, ironically, of course, don't take advice from random people on the internet. They just don't. Well, to me, it's like you can take the sources, right? Let's say you have 10, 20 sources about things.
Does that mean that the listeners should not take any advice from the two of us sitting here talking about a podcast? Because we are on the internet.
So here's what I would say about that. You take our source just as you would take any other source, with skepticism, with scrutiny, and with a grain of salt, yes, and also put pinning it against other sources. So let's say you got Joe Schmo podcast, who also has something about hobbies, right? And they talk about this, and they completely disagree with us. I encourage that any of your listeners to go listen to that and see, if they discourage, if they discourage things. Arguably, I would say that in this topic of opinion, meaning kind of anti-corporate travel, that is the right way to travel. Right. And that's, of course, my opinion, but I definitely think it's a much more enjoyable experience. It's much more, if it's you focused, if you're making your itinerary, you're intentional travel is so much better than just kind of a packaged bullcrap deal, essentially.
Right. That's, you kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit at the very beginning of that, which segues into like, not the next point, but like a subcategory of the point that we're already on.
Okay.
And that's a little bit of FOMO. You're a very interesting person, Todd, because you don't really, at least now, you probably don't experience a lot of FOMO.
Yeah.
And for a lot of a little bit. For a lot of people who don't know what FOMO is, if you don't know what FOMO is, leave the podcast because you
fear of missing out.
There you go. So like there's a like part of the issue with less is more when you travel is the worry, the doubt, missing out if you haven't gone to certain places. So like, and that's kind of what we were touching on earlier, is that like, stay true to your itinerary. Don't really kind of bog yourself down. Like, it's nice to kind of like, oh, I didn't when I was doing my research, I didn't see that this thing was a thing or a place that I could go.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, make sure you will kind of align yourself in a way where you can still be open to other possibilities, but don't try to plan everything in one shot. Because if you feel like you haven't planned everything, that's going to stress you out. You're like, oh, well, I can't do this and I can't do this. And especially, I mean, most people, would you say, travel for about a week, right?
Yeah, week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, week, 2 weeks. It's out of the country, or at least in the country, or in the U.S., right? So there's a beauty to being lost in general, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting way to put it. Yeah.
Right? There's a little bit of a beauty to kind of not always knowing what your next step is.
Right.
There's almost a little bit of that.
Not all who wander are lost.
Who's the quote? Who's the guy that gave the quote?
No idea. Yeah. I don't know if it's a quote or not.
Was that one you just made?
Yeah, I've maybe heard it from some weird another traveler. It's a common travel thing. It's like, not all who wander are lost.
Okay, I mean, I like that.
It's like,
that's a nice little.
There's the vagabond culture, the nomadic culture. It's where it doesn't matter where I am. Here's another one. It's a song called "Home." It's a popular song. And
by who?
I don't know. I don't know.
You can't drop these little nuggets and not expect people to want to know who they are.
Again, another part of the experience is being intentional. Go look up what these things are.
No, I am. What genre is it's the song's called Home, right?
Yeah, it's like kind of like folk-ish, but it's like home, and home is wherever I'm with you. So like you could look up the actual lyrics to it, like, so home is wherever I'm with you, and it's like this guy and this chick talking about how much they love each other, and no matter where they are, they're home. Because it's the experience, right? It's because they know that it's experience. Another song that I like, which I think I know who, maybe I don't. It's called "Ends of the Earth."
You're never coming back
for Lord Huron. I know it is Lord Huron or whatever his name.
Lord Huron.
I definitely don't. I'm not pronouncing his last name correctly, but Lord's H or whatever. Okay, it's a really popular singer.
Look him up.
Okay, very popular singer, and it's "Ends of the Earth," right? And so he's just talking about life's too short to stand here and do nothing, right? Life's too short to just stay in one place your entire life. Let's go explore. Let's go do these things. And I don't know the entire meaning behind his song, but like my understanding of that is not only when you travel, but also like when you're doing things. Go to do things that you want to do. Right? Yeah. It's really that simple. Like to enjoy your life. And he's like, oh, I found somebody who wants, like, you're a great person, but I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. Do you want to come with me? And he's like, okay, I guess I'm going alone. That's totally fine. So it's like just being able to do that and experience your life.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what you were saying.
Well, so there's a thing about plans. I don't know if you've ever heard this, like, this kind of like definition of what a plan is before, but a plan is just a plan, right? Like, they're never set in stone. which is why they are called plans.
Outlines.
Yeah. Like you can never officially set something like we're doing this thing on this exact date. It's almost always subject to change.
Okay.
Almost always. I mean, things come up, life happens, the weather, things like that. It changes the event of you actually making plans. So planning a whole trip like verbatim and following that to a T is I feel like it's kind of limiting yourself a little bit.
Definitely.
Right? But like what I was saying earlier about getting lost in the place that you're in, right? Like I think you can go to a destination, right? Like you can plan out a certain amount and then you go to a destination and it's like, let's find some really cool stuff to do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess you want to optimize your time by planning it in advance, but like, isn't part of the fun of the vacation actually being there, experiencing the thing that you went there to experience? Not necessarily like the before. Right. Because there's the whole build up to the vacation, you get there and that's where you have the most amount of fun because the planning is the stressful part. Right. So I think like, haven't you ever just been out exploring, like walking around with some buddies, some friends, family, and they were like, oh, this is a cool little spot, let's go here. And you just kind of go in. Like I think being in Lancaster City, Pennsylvania, walking around downtown, it's exponentially grown over the years.
Yeah. Right.
That's not where we are, by the way. But
too late now.
Well, they'll find the location. There's really good people at like looking at the general scenery. They know the vegetation. They know, well, obviously not here, but like they know the general vegetation, the trees, like, so they can pinpoint, okay, it's Pennsylvania. And then they can like, okay, this general area has this. Like there are people who are really good at finding like the geography of the area that you're in with like the smallest amount of details.
Yeah, you can get AI to do that too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cooler when a person does it.
Oh, okay.
But I think like, I mean, I've been walking around downtown Lancaster like for like the past couple of years now, and there's like, when you're driving by something, you're more likely to miss it than you are if you're just casually strolling down the street and like coming across it. I think that's when a lot of magic ends up happening, because I think if not all of the times you can search for something, right? Like you can search for a lot of things, best places to go in Italy, best places to go in X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But I think if you're just exploring, I mean, if it's your first time in a country, maybe plan out some of those things just because you want some idea of what to do.
Right.
But if you're gonna go walk out and about anyway, just stop at some random places. Like just have, I don't know, just live with a little bit of spontaneity.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. But like that kind of goes along to our next point, which is planning every detail seems a little instinctual. Or is it? I'd like you to challenge that idea, because natively we want to plan the flight, the airline, the terminals that we go to. We want to plan the hotels we're staying at. So do we need to really? I mean, I think it's different, right? If you're on a road trip, I mean, I don't think you really need to plan any of that, really, right?
Nothing. But yeah. So there's obviously logistics that have to be somehow met, and what I mean by that, if you're flying to another country, that's much more difficult for logistically speaking than if you go on a road trip in your own country. Because in your own country, you kind of know the social norms. Yep. You have your own space, which is your car, and you can kind of find places to go. But if you just kind of fly in, let's just say you're flying with this, the top of your whatever they call it, right? And you're
flying
just ready
by the seat of your pants.
Flying by the seat of your pants,
Come
exactly.
on.
And you're just kind of ready to go, and you just have a backpack. That's going to be a little more rustic, right? A little more difficult at times.
Sure.
You can easily be done, by the way. I mean, and it will be a lot of fun and enjoyable. But some logistics have to be worked out, right? You don't want to starve. You don't want to. You don't want to You want to be caught in a tropical storm of some sort. And this stuff has happened to people.
Speak for yourself.
Even so, it's an experience nonetheless. So to me, it just depends what you're traveling for. And I would just say in general, no, most of these logistics don't need worked out at all. But it depends what you want from your vacation, right? But also speaking, here's what I would say to kind of your point of planning earlier, being instinctual, but also you kind of mentioned it being stressful, at least from your perspective. To me, I love planning. Yeah. Right. I get caught into it too much. What kind of stresses me out when I do plan is actually when I'm on the vacation. Oh, we're not hitting the plan. We're not doing the plan. Yeah. And so it's like, I don't really plan anymore. I outline, just kind of say like, which is kind of the same thing, but it's
Sure.
a different paradigm for myself. But and maybe that'll help somebody else. But for me, it's like, okay, well, I have all these options, right? I don't have to do any of them. I have all these options that I want to hit, right?
Isn't that kind of overwhelming though?
What do you mean?
Can it be overwhelming? Like, let's say you have a list of 50 things you want to do in that week. Like, can it? I mean, doesn't that seem
I love
a little
that.
like
So
overwhelming?
you have so many. See, it can be. So you got to view it in a certain way. It doesn't matter if I hit them, because it's not going anywhere. To me, it's like if I fly to Hungary, right, which is what I was thinking about maybe for New Year's or something, I don't have to hit everything in Hungary. Hungary's not going anywhere, right? I mean, it's not. And like, and if it is, I'm probably going with it, right? Let's be honest. And so like that's kind of moot. But I guess my point is more, we live in a world, right? We live in a culture, specifically in the West, where it's like everything convenience now. And I'm kind of like, no, relax. And what this is kind of tying into your point of strolling, right? And so what I would say with that is, again, yes, have some things you want to do, regardless. If you do options, if you do a full-on plan, whatever it is you do, each person will have their own way to work it.
Yeah.
But you just take your time. Like, to me, I'm never in a rush. Like, when I'm on the way to work, I'm not rushing, even if I'm freaking 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
When I'm for an appointment, I'm not rushing, because I'm enjoying life every single step. If you're going on a vacation to kind of stop your problems, or you're going on vacation to take a break from your quote life, I think you're misunderstanding the point of vacation, right? To me, vacation is a cherry on top of the life that you already love.
Yeah.
And compared to, we're kind of compensating at this point.
Right.
And so like any vacation should enhance your life. It shouldn't be your life. Any vacation should be in addition to whatever you already love and are enjoying, not something that you look forward to at the end of the year because you don't like the rest of it, right? It should kind of be the rest. And another thing I would really like to say when it comes to planning, plan within your budget, folks. Because if you plan outside your budget, you're gonna make your life miserable. Like, I've planned outside a budget. I've done $100 dinners. I've done ridiculous things with people who were millionaires, and it wasn't fun because I didn't want to do it. Yeah. Right? If you want to do that stuff, great. If you have the money and the cost, wonderful. But to me, it's like, what I enjoy is I'm bare bonings tenting in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains, or I'm like randomly traveling on the hills of Boise, Idaho. Like, that's what's enjoyable to me. It's just random stuff.
Have you been to the Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've traveled. Like, I actually did 200 some miles of it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's really low.
I wish I did more. I wish I did more. And what I mean by 200 miles of it is I actually don't mean linearly. Like, I mean at different points of time.
Right.
So, I've done a section of it. Then at a separate time, I did another section of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not just one cohesive thing at one time.
Right.
It's just kind of give context there. But I know people who have done the full thing. And that's a great experience. But some people don't have the time to do that, nor are they willing to have the physical exercise or whatever it is. But more so to my point is, let's make this in addition to the life we already love. Let's kind of stroll. Like an example of what you were saying, and I wanted to share this example because it was one of my more favorite examples of just kind of strolling and running into something. I was in Ohio, Youngstown area, and kind of hanging out with some friends.
Sure.
And then we went to Pittsburgh just kind of for a day because, let's find some things to do. Didn't look up anything, didn't do anything. We kind of had some breakfast. It was great. Some random place. It was a good diner.
Yeah.
And, not diner, cafe place, right?
Sure.
And we kind of just walked around more, saw the sights, went to the libraries there. I love libraries. And then, libraries are such great resources, which we can get into.
Yeah, Tom is he's an old man at heart. Is what
There's
I
just
usually
so
call
many
him.
great libraries there, and it's like the colleges too, like Carnegie Mellon. It's like, wow, let's go to the. Okay, anyway, but my point is, I was strolling by, right?
Sure.
And really, it wasn't even me who came up with the idea. Is my friend was like, "Ooh, an escape room. Let's go do it." It's like, I've never been on an escape room. It's like, I don't know if I want to do that. It's like, come on. It's like, great.
Okay.
To me, travel. Unless you're doing it for some sort of journey-based experience, which is totally reasonable. But I would also say this: you're only going to bring yourself, and you're not going to change where you go, right? So if you're going places to change, this is such an obvious, these are bare bone basics to me.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're going anywhere to think that you're going to be different, you're not going to be. That's something that we already know, that the internet has 100 million reels of, or whatever it is.
Right.
But
you're basically saying innovation is dead in a way. What
do you mean?
Innovation. I mean, because you're saying. Say what you said again.
So what I was more saying, personally, for your own personal spirit, or your own mind, or soul, or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
you're not going to change by just going to a different place. That takes something a lot different, right? A travel in a different way.
Okay, I got you.
But anyway, what I was really to the crux of it was going to say, travel is so much more fun with the group, especially a group you enjoy it with, like who really connect with you.
Yeah.
It's not fun with a group that you kind of don't connect with, or that you're forced to be with, or even your family sometimes. Like vacations could be stressful because people just kind of barrel themselves together with people they don't like.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is you travel with people that you, quite frankly, that you love, or at least that you admire, or some sort of positive emotion with passion.
Right.
And if you do that, let me just tell you this. It is a blast wherever you go, whatever you're experiencing. Like I've been in LA where like we were living in a car for months, and some people would think that's miserable. And at times it was, but it's like, that's the experience. Dude.
Yeah.
I just like every single day is a life full of wonders.
Dude, it's funny because you were just saying, like it really just depends on the group that you're with. So my friends and I, we go to, I hope they listen to this podcast because we talk about it all the time. But we went to Dewey a couple years ago, right? And like this isn't like a flex, but we have a large group of friends just because over time we just kept adding more people to it, and we got closer and closer. So that like now a lot of them either have fiancés, wives, or girlfriends. So you can see how the group exponentially grows from going from like 2 people to I think it's like 18 people now, which is crazy. But one of our friends, I won't specify who, but they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But one of our friends has a beach house. Well, her parents have a beach house, so we go there almost like religiously every year.
Cool.
It's a Dewey Beach, and we kind of go there. The first couple of years we were going there, we had we try to invite as many people as possible, and my friend's now wife, her beach house, she can get overwhelmed very quickly with like planning everything, and just like we have a lot of people, right? And everybody wants to do something specific, and not everybody is go with the flow. So like people kind of like push and budge, or push and pull a little bit,
right?
So I'll just say that we went on this vacation for I think it was like 5 days, and it was a very stressful vacation for her. And so my friend, her husband, was like, he was pretty frustrated too, because like I said, you have this large group of people who wants to do whatever, like a various amount of things, and there was just one day specifically where it just got too much.
Gotcha.
It got way too much, because she would make an itinerary list for like what we were gonna do.
Oh God.
And it's like it's good to have an idea. She's a teacher also, by the way, now. So it's like, so she is very structural in that sense, or organized in that sense. I don't want to say structured. That sounds very rigid and not willing to like flex.
Yeah.
But so like anyway, long story short is she ended up getting very stressed out in that situation on this particular day where things just kind of were like not going as quote unquote planned, and not exactly because they were going against the itinerary, but it's just because again there was a lot of push and pull. Okay. So yeah, it really depends on who you go to or who you go with. I definitely think that the larger the group is, the more difficult it is to kind of reel everybody in.
Have a consensus, yeah.
Yeah. And it just ends up becoming really, really difficult to do that. Do you think that there's a prior notion or a general like thought that not planning out a trip is irresponsible?
Like I said,
a lot of people would say that.
I would say this, again, if you have somebody who, what I'd say, doesn't have a capacity for that, in terms of like being, in terms of, I would say, being flexible, right?
Sure.
To me, it sounds like your friend's wife is kind of wants a certain type of vacation, right? Sure. And isn't willing to usually scope outside of that, or at least would be difficult for them to do so. Right. And that's not wrong. People have capacities, but to me, like when I'm going to travel, you're either like you're the most flexible, meaning you have almost no boundaries at all in terms of travel. Yeah. You should have many, personal boundaries and things like that. But I'm saying like boundaries. When it comes to anything travel, like if I say, hey, let's go travel in a shipping container and then fly to Austin and then do this and that, you should say yes. And if you don't, Like, you're just not the type of person I want to travel with, because I want to travel in all these different experiences at a random time.
Right.
And then sometimes, let's just say, Joe Schmo has a plan, right? And he's just like, oh, I want to hit this place and this place. Great. As long as I can hit this place and this place, which I just saw on the internet or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're not willing to adapt, to me, like, that's not a vacation that I want to do. So I would actually say the opposite. It's kind of irresponsible to just limit your scope, right? To limit your scope to the things that you only foresaw at that time, and not take the opportunities that you need to take, that you were just talking about earlier. I would really say that that's irresponsible, because like, you're given this moment, which is now, right? And by Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek, he's
I was gonna say, who is that?
Which is Patrick Stewart.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
He's like, in his character said, take advantage now, because now's never coming back. To me, that's I just love that, because like, that mindset. I'm actually a very organized person. Like, a lot of my life's structurally organized in many different ways.
Dude,
but
I don't think you are.
I'm a very organized person.
Every time I see you, there's trash falling out of your car. You're always like, your shirt's always untucked. You're always late for work.
I know people like that.
Let the audience know why you're always 30 minutes late for work. Go ahead. Let them know.
I'm not. So that's why.
You heard it here first. He's late every single day. No, I'm kidding.
I'm
Sorry.
not.
I cut you off.
No, you're good. I guess all I was trying to say is, when somebody isn't flexible like that, they're kind of stressing themselves out, and then they're going to stress everyone else out. Yeah. So like, to me, they're probably stressed in their normal life too, and maybe they have some things to deal with. And I'm not saying that person in particular, but I'm talking about like, just somebody who kind of gets stressed from not following that. Because when you set yourself a quote big plan, and let's say it's like, oh, well, you're being irresponsible. Well, you're responsible to me if you're not, if you're not setting some sort of plan, then you're setting yourself up to kind of, how should I put this? Disappointment. Yeah. Because like, to me, like, when I said that options list, I have no disappointment at all. Like, oh, I didn't hit whatever this thing was. I'll either go back or whatever. Like, it's not the end of the world, because I enjoyed the experience as I had. But like, when somebody says, oh, let's say I have to visit these 11 things, they miss one, that's a really big disappointment. Yeah. Right? And it's like, you're setting yourself up for disappointment for literally no reason, because like, first, when you said, I was holding in my lap, when you said, oh, she kind of had a stressful vacation and made everyone else, that's kind of oxymoronic to me. It's like, a stressful vacation? What? Yeah. Like, to hear that, I looked this up too. And honestly, I shout out to Perplexity, which is an AI platform, which allows you for like research. We do not support AI taking jobs, just letting you know that. No, we don't, but we support it, augmentation, or at least I support augmentation, making your life better. Yeah. What I kind of looked into is, apparently people, like, one of the most stressful times in their lives is their vacation. And to me, it's like, if that's really it, stop taking vacations. I've seen that. Because your life does not need to be stressful. Like, this is what I mean. In everyday life, if you're stressed and you need to take a vacation, don't take a vacation. Deal with the things that you need to be stressed with now. But if you're on a vacation and you're stressed and the rest of your life isn't stressed, don't go on a vacation, because guess what? You don't need to be stressed on a vacation, because you're already having a good life. So to me, it's like, again, you're kind of making this vacation not be stressed at all. So it sounds like, to me, maybe less people the better for that person. That has ended up being the thing. It's like, we kind of do, like, well, when I say we, they do like more of a controlled, like, certain amount of people go at a certain time. Right. That way, it just makes it like, it's just more fun that way. Yeah. So I have a family of 7 that we're going to go on this vacation for Tennessee. Wow. It's a lot of people. It's not. Whatever. Well, I mean, like, there's additions, like, kind of like your friends, like people who joined in. Sure. And all I'm trying to say is, we're not going to do all the same things. Yeah. This is basically what I told my folks. And anyone is like, when I go on vacation, there are going to be some things that I do that you're not going to do, and that's fine. So find something else to do. And don't bother me. Like, well, I mean, sometimes yes, but at other times no. Like, for example, I just wanted, at a random time, like, I was traveling with one of my friends, and I'm like, dude, I kind of had enough of you right now. I'm like, I'm gonna go like F around in the woods for like a day. You go do something else. What does that mean? F around in the woods? I have to. Like, I went on a long hike, did some meditation, saw some hawks, saw some bald eagles. It was really great. Yeah. And I kind of recharged, because like, I'm more introverted. Despite this podcast, I'm much more introverted as a person, right? And when I'm with people, though, I like to go, like, be as much intensity as possible, because not only I enjoy that, but I think people enjoy that. Kind of like, we rub off each other's energies. And so in general, like I said, if somebody's energy is like, oh, I'm so stressed, or I'm disappointed because of this, like, you're just ruining the vacation dude,
for
no
else.
reason because it's like it's just yeah. And I would also kind of say when you're on a vacation with something, like let's take your big group of, you said what, like 18 people or something like that.
Not everybody goes at once. It's like not because not everybody can make those dates. So it's usually like at most like 7-8 people.
Okay. So, let's just say it happens to be 10 or even 12. Let's say somebody comes. That's a lot of people, right? I mean, to kind of want to do all the same thing.
Yeah.
You could just kind of maybe one or two things, be like, hey, we're going to do this all as one big group. Does everybody agree? Oh, yeah, that'd be great. And it's like, oh, but, Jim wants to go skydiving and Bob wants to go on a hot air balloon. And so, like, Bob's group will go do that. Jim's group will go do that. And it's like, oh, we want to go whitewater rafting. And so, like, you and 2 other people go whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best vacation to me, is because, like, you can then all experience each other's presence when you come back to whatever Airbnb or hotel that you're staying in.
Yeah.
Because I think that's actually the most benefit. Like, I even went on vacations where I was very young, like 15, and people were, by very young, I just mean like to go out.
No, I know.
You'll understand what I mean once I say these things. Like I would just go randomly venture on these random cities. Like for example, I was in Lexington, Lexington, Kentucky. Yes. I don't know why I want to.
The only reason why I know that is because the job that we previously worked at, one of the training modules was Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Specifically for that.
So yeah, in Lexington, Kentucky, I was just kind of randomly exploring. And it's like I'm like 14 or something like that, and just randomly out doing things. And to me, I think you should do that. Like when you're younger, you should go experience, go fail. Because like all my life is just a bunch of learning, right? A bunch of learning that I enjoyed. And it's like, here's an example.
This man has had 50 different jobs.
A lot of jobs, a lot of gigs, a lot of opportunities, a lot of contracts. And I think that you really shouldn't limit yourself to one thing. There's just so much in this world. Why limit yourself to one thing?
True.
And that does not include relationships. Limit yourself to one thing in that. But
no,
I'm talking about everything else.
Multi-polygamous relationship.
Yeah. And so like to me, it's just about the journey, the experience. You're not here to stress or to worry. Like I used to worry a lot sometimes, especially if I was in a bad mental mindset. I think that's really where worry comes from. It's just a very negative mindset or setting yourself up for false expectations. But if you go in with a vacation with literally no expectation at all, except just to enjoy yourself, you will literally enjoy yourself because that's the only expectation you have. So you're going to make it happen. Yeah. Like, but I just wanted to bring up one example, which is just kind of, oh, it messed up and I should have been all stressed or so I flew in, right?
Yeah.
To, it was Houston first because it was a layover. And then it was to Flagstaff, very small airport, beautiful people, beautiful airport, beautiful things. Okay.
Yeah.
And I couldn't rent a car. I was too young.
Yeah.
I was really wanting to rent a car. And I was like, oh yeah, I was with this chick. And she's like too young too.
Yeah.
She's like older than me, but she's not that older than me. She's like 3 years older than me.
Sure.
And it's like, crap.
How old did you say you were again? 15? Or this is a couple years.
No, this is later. This is later.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like 15. And I was like, yeah, there's no way you're getting this car.
No, my bad. Yeah, I kind of turned up context on
it.
Yeah. But no, I was like, I think like 18 at the time, or like 19 at least.
Gotcha.
And she was like 22 or something.
Right.
And essentially, this was like one of my first flights. And I was just like, oh crap, we can't go anywhere. And she was getting all emotional and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so annoyed with that. I was like, oh my dude, like, we can't do anything about this. And so I kind of, I got a little frustrated, got angry, and then I kind of realized, laughed about it like an hour later when we figured it all out, because it's just kind of like, whatever. It's not like we're in Somalia about to get like brutalized. We're literally in a beautiful airport and the other side of the country. Well, to me, it's like, think about how bad it really is. Like, there's plenty of great things going on in Somalia. I'm just saying, like, there's some horrible things going on too.
Seems like you're trying to backtrack now, Tom. It's
well, no. I mean, again, like.
No, I got you.
I just have all these experiences. It's just like I know people from the Congo, from Kenya, from Ethiopia who've had pretty harsh lives or who've had luxurious lives. It just depends on where you're coming from. Like there's a rich Ethiopian class. Yeah. There's all that. So my point is, like, it depends what you do, what you go. And like, again, if you're going to travel for not only immersion, intentionality.
Yeah, being intentional. Yeah.
But to me, it's for the intensity, right? It's like, I'm going because I want to experience something.
Yeah.
I want to add not only to my collection of experiences, but it's like, not only do you become a more interesting person when you travel or when you do things, like, honestly, just do interesting things, become an interesting person, but just live. Like it's not rocket science to me, right? And so when it comes to planning, be careful. Yeah, that's all I would say.
I think people are interesting in general. I mean, you have people who are a little bit more dry, but that's their thing. But I think people are more are interesting. I think they get very caught up and wrapped up in like societal norms. So they were like, I can't act this way because X,
socialization.
Yeah. We're gonna move through a couple of these points a little faster, just because we want to record another episode for you guys. So,
yes, let's rapid fire it.
Tom was late, so
I was late. Yes, that's definitely what happened.
He was late. Hey, I was doing my due diligence by getting some nice fresh donuts from Duck Donuts for this young man here, so that way he could have as many as he wants. Yeah, and he always has more than one. I won't say the number.
All right. Well, I think that's time to move on, Justin. I think you said you wanted to hit these points pretty fast.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a couple other points I wanted to touch on in this segment, but
there could always be point 2. If you want later.
No,
travel
we can't.
Point 2.
This is it. It's done. We can't go on.
I have a lot more to talk about when it comes to travel. It'll probably be a 4, 5, 10 part series. It just depends what you want.
I'm sure we could talk more. Like, obviously, I try to pinpoint or be more like intent, like a specific segment in traveling or like of hobby.
Fair.
Just because like, or try to be more perspective based on a specific element on a hobby.
Yeah,
because we could talk broad on traveling in general, but like you got to pinpoint exactly what you're talking about in travel.
I guess for me is like the travel I had in mind is like I'm a very big road tripper, and the fact that you had like on here you had like minimalism traveling. Sure, I'm very big on that too, and experience based stuff, but also just kind of I've done backpacking. Right, I've done a lot of camping, and I've done a lot of like low impact type of stuff, which is efficient and cheap. So if you want a cheap vacation, I'm definitely one of the guys to ask. There's plenty of other guys to ask too who have a lot to say. But if you're talking about like domestic American travel, when it comes to road tripping, or it just comes to kind of like can you nickel and dime it with still loving the vacation.
This is the man to do it.
I'm gonna do it. It's right. It's like I've slept in Walmart parking lots and loved it. I've slept in free campsites. There's a whole network of free campsites.
Right.
Like everybody in this circle. Like honestly, it's common knowledge in like the minimalist travel circle of that how much opportunity there is for free stays. Yeah. Right. And like you can even sleep in casinos and hospitals. And the worst thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to knock on your window and tell you to leave, and then you leave. It's like that's really the worst thing that happens.
Get out of my. Like, who are you? Why are you in my house? Get out of my house.
So it's just like the worst thing that can usually happen is somebody says no. Right. Yeah. And that's fine. And you respect that and you move on. Yeah. And that's about it. But what do you want to touch on? Oh, well, you pretty much hit the next topic that we were going to talk about already. Really? So, I mean, we can still talk about it a little bit more. What was it? What's
the cost of traveling? Okay. Without planning. Now.
Ooh, okay. So I do have challenging. Much to say. I have just a little, if I may.
Sure. The one thing I wanted to say about it is, though, I will say, without planning, I think it is much easier to have a cost-effective trip if you're like the interests that you said you had, road tripping, backpacking, that kind of thing. It's much easier to have a very low budget and to not plan if you're doing one of those three things. But if you're going to another country you can go to another country and not.
It can be really cheap with another country though.
Sure, especially if you're going to like
South America. Yeah. Oh man, you're gonna be revel in it. You get $15,000. You're good for like 3 years. Yeah. If you're careful. If you're not, well then
But I find it very. I would assume it would be challenging to travel to say Australia. You just book the flight and you go there without any prior planning. You just book it. I mean, you kind of have to look at some prices for the flight. You kind of have to look at, okay, is this flight going to be cheaper or more expensive? And I mean, I guess you don't really have to pick a place to stay. Right. But it would probably behoove you to, if you're going to stay at a certain hotel, to probably pick a cheaper one. Yeah. So it does require some planning. You could, like I said, just go and not really worry about any of the extra stuff. But without planning, how do you make it cheaper to go? What are your go-tos there?
All right. So this is kind of a two-pronged approach, okay? So first prong is intentionality, all right? And so not to say that you shouldn't plan at all. What I would say is bake in the cake what you already need to do. So let's say in this case, because we're going to stay on like domestic context,
Sure.
although can be easily scaled to international context, and I'm going to take it to that level at some point, although I don't have much experience in that regard.
Yeah.
Let's say it's like, oh, I want to go road trip or anything else randomly. Like you said, you don't need to plan. But what if, like, you're flying to, let's stick with Australia. Sure. Stick with Australia. Well, first of all, there's Woof, right? Or there's Couchsurf,
Right.
or there's alternatives to that. Or if you know somebody in the area, so like a buddy I know who lives in Alaska, I could literally just pay for it. So I bake in the cost, right? So I find the cheapest flight that I'm willing to risk. To me, like, I'm going to the dirt cheapest flight. If I'm in a biplane, I don't care.
Sure.
So like, let's just say you get a $900 flight to Alaska, which is actually, you could get a lot cheaper. Like, to be honest, you could probably find $700 or $600.
Yeah.
But it depends on the season, depends when. So let's just say $900, pretty expensive. I bake that in the cake.
Sure.
Okay. I already know I'm spending $900. Now, how can I limit anything else so that the vacation can be like $1,000 period?
Right.
That's it. Right. 900 round trip, of course. I travel in. Oh, my buddy says, hey, you can just stay here for however long you're here. Fantastic. Lodging done.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now what do I have to do about food? Is it okay if I have some of your food? You want me to do work around your house? Is there anything else that you need me to do?
Yeah.
He's like, I actually rather have you like find your own food or whatever else, because I don't want to have to pay for that. Okay, fine. So then you have to work within the framework you're given, right? And so then you do that. So in terms of like costs, there's a lot of opportunities, not only on the internet, but also like you just kind of get there.
Right.
And like even in Alaska, especially like in America, we are just rolling in food and water. There's really no, you could easily get anything for free.
Overabundance in food, yeah.
You could literally do anything for free, essentially, when it comes to food. Like in where I live, they had this thing called meat bingo, where you get free meat, like free barbecue for playing
Scrapple,
bingo
hopefully.
or whatever else. I don't know what it is exactly.
Okay,
I haven't done it, but they're like, oh, you can join, and like this is a community thing.
Yeah.
There's churches that just offer random luncheons. There's like different opportunities to do that, and it's like there's no shame in taking on these opportunities. Now, there is kind of some societal stigma from taking from like canned food places. I would try to stay away from that, because that's for people who actually truly need it, right? Who can't afford it. So to me, I'm saying take advantage of the opportunities that are here for everyone already, right? I'm not saying dip into people who are in poverty or anything. No. Leave that for the people who need it. I'm talking about like anything else. So in terms of how can we penny pinch and enjoy our lives in any way, just the first prong, some intentionality. That's it.
Right.
Some intentionality. So like put some thought into it beforehand. I'm not saying write everything down. Okay. No, to me, I don't really write that down unless I know I'm going to do it. Like to me, if I write it down and it's just an idea, no, leave the ideas in my head. If I'm writing it down, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's literally like I wrote down something just about the Hungry trip. I'm doing something like that. That's going to happen.
It's a full commitment.
That's right. To me, it's a full commitment. Now, for some people, it isn't. It's whatever. But to me, it's like when you write something down, especially if you're doing it in some like itinerary book or whatever it is, you're doing that now. You've committed.
Sure.
And so it's like when you think about that, let's be intentional before we do anything. Like, let's just say, like the flight or whatever else, blah, blah, blah,
Sure.
to not go on and on. The second prong is when you're there.
Take a breath, Tom.
I'm enjoying it. It's
good.
I'm literally like, you're not the only one. It's like, oh, you're such.
No.
So intense.
It's good. It's
why
good.
else?
But you like, it's like, okay, you can take you can take a breath in between.
Let's go. So I don't want to take too much time. So
no, you're good.
The second prong is just kind of literally what you just did. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Relax. Enjoy it. Do it now. And it's like, because guess what? You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And there's some things that you probably shouldn't do that with. It's like, for example, it's like, if you are stranded in a very rough place, I would say it's not fine. Address the situation, right?
Correct.
But in most cases, in terms of what I call Western culture, what everyone calls Western culture, let's be honest, you're totally fine. If you're stuck in Hungary, as long as you're not in like the slums of a really bad place, you're pretty much good.
Yeah. Some people don't mind.
You're literally fine. Like and even in some of the bad places, is as long as you know what to do. And like, oh, well, what do? You have to read social context. You have to be good with people. And it's just whatever. True. And of course, this all depends. But like, there's plenty of solo women travelers who are very savvy and know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
you
there's
have to be
plenty of
very
people who got
self-aware
burnt
with that, though.
There's people who in that same context who got burnt. So my point is, again, yes, self-aware, but you also have to be intentional. And also you have to know when you're over your head.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know that. Like, oh, I'm way over my head. Like, I've gotten over my head sometimes.
You can get into a lot of trouble with that.
But anyway, that's kind of what my answer would be to that.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you enjoy a cheap vacation while also still kind of taking in those opportunities?
Yeah.
I would say take advantage of what we have right here. This phone can give you so much more than Instagram itineraries. It can give you anything that you could possibly want on a vacation, besides, of course, besides the funds to do so and the will to do so. But even the funds, you could argue that you can get a lot of funds from the phone if you do something with it. But my point is more, enhance your life. Don't bog down your life with this phone. Like for road tripping as an example, because I wanted to bring this up before we switched and to kind of wrap this up.
Yeah.
There's a website called Woof, website called Couchsurfing, website called Parkopedia, website called Free Springs, a website called Walmart Locator, a website called Free Campsites, plenty of apps called Free Campsites. There's just so many free resources. That why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
I think people don't know about them.
It's pretty popular now. As long as you look it up. Like if you look it up, like and again, I'm kind of steeped in these circles though, so I kind of know that already. But I'm saying, like, do people know to search it up? Probably not.
Right.
But in terms of if you know to search it up, you should probably know it already.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But there is that barrier of people just don't know to search that up. So that's a fair barrier. But besides that, I feel like if you're pretty already a savvy guy searching stuff up in other ways, you could easily have access to this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's all over. And so all you have to do is ask, essentially. All you have to do is ask and have the will. And it's like, get it done.
Yeah.
It's like, let's not say we can't. Let's ask how we can, right? And I've gotten that from a lot of other guys. Like, this is not my saying, right?
Yeah.
That's, okay, I can't do something? No. How can we do it in any other way? It's like, how can we do it? Like, okay, fine. You have $500 to do a 2-week vacation. Where can we go? How can we get it done?
A lot of places.
Where can we enjoy ourselves?
Yeah.
Guess what? You could fly to another state, enjoy a whole week's worth of opportunities, and then kind of penny pinch for the rest of that second week for $500. You could have a lot of fun in the United States for $500.
Yeah.
But people just kind of, by people, I just mean like the average person when it comes to vacations, it's wasteful.
They want lavish.
It's wasteful.
They want luxurious.
And to me, it's like, I don't want lavish. I don't want any of that. And because I've understood, and I'm not some pompous, arrogant like D-bag. I'm just talking about I've done it, right? It's like, when you go do it, like I've drank $100 champagnes, not $1,000. Like, I'm not ridiculous, okay? But like, oh wow, it's like, it makes no difference.
It tastes about the same.
Exactly, it makes no difference.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, enjoy it for what you have, and it's like it's like, enjoy it for what it is, and it's just because you know the pursuit of this stuff is whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't bring you any fulfillment, and everybody knows that. And if you don't, you got a lot of work ahead of you, bud. All right, I think I'm done on that topic.
I was gonna ask another thing, but just for sake of time, I'm gonna skip over this one.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to do a part 2 on traveling. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can play this thing for you really quick.
Sure.
And I don't know if it's gonna come through on the audio for you guys, but if it doesn't, I'll have it in I'll have it post editing. So let's. Can you hear that?
I do hear that.
Okay. So this means that I have a special hot take card. I'll pop it up on the screen for you guys to look at this. So you can see the card on my screen, right?
I do.
Eventually, I'm gonna print this out. I'm gonna give it to a lot of guests. Unfortunately, like, I gotta like work a lot of that detail out.
Yeah, you'll get there. Yeah.
But basically, what this signifies is that this is your opportunity to tell, I mean, the 4 people who are listening to this podcast, the opportunity to give your best hot take on traveling in general. And this is your open floor to say, almost whatever you want, your hot take.
Oh gosh, I have a lot of hot takes, but I think we've gone over some of my hot takes already, right?
Give your best one.
My best one. Oh gosh, I don't know. I would have to say,
I love catching people off guard with this. This is the secret thing that I was telling you about the other day.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Like my hottest take when it comes to that, like, because people kind of say it's like, oh, like I want a certain vacation, whatever. I guess my hottest take is most people shouldn't take a vacation at all. And it's like, I kind of already said that though, but I didn't say most people. To me, it's like, you don't benefit, right? You don't benefit. Like, travel is fun, is exciting, but if it isn't, stop doing it, right? And I kind of said that already, right? So my hottest take is, you probably shouldn't be taking a vacation. You can't afford the vacation. you don't enjoy the vacation. You probably don't appreciate the vacation at all. Let's be honest, okay? It's like you're probably going to some cruise and you're sitting there and you're like, "Oh, this is so much fun." And then you get back, you're like, I hate myself. I hate this. I don't want to do this again." It's like, or you're going to Aruba or Italy or whatever it is, and then you come back and you're like, "I couldn't afford that. That was like $3,500. What are you doing, dude?" Like, that's just so dumb. And to me, it's like most people should scale down their vacations ridiculously. Like, you should go on maybe a 4-day vacation because that's all you can afford.
Yeah.
Okay. Or not only all you can afford, that's probably all you're going to enjoy. And it's like, let's be honest. And yeah, people go wrong about vacations all the time. Another thing is people take one big vacation instead of small ones. It's like you'll appreciate 5 4-day vacations instead of a week and a half vacation. What are you doing? It's like, think about that. So to me, that's my hot take is, in the end, you probably shouldn't be taking a vacation. I should, because I know how to appreciate vacation. But it's like, that's what
you heard it here first. The only person that can go on vacation from now on is Thom. He's the only person who is allowed to go on vacations. But if you're going on vacations, stop going on vacations. Don't ever go on vacations ever again. But dude, this has been so much fun.
It has been. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. We have another episode coming up, a little teaser, but we'll have another one coming up. That one's gonna be a little short though.
That's fine. Yeah.
But we could probably do, or we could probably just go somewhere else and then record somewhere else. But we just need somewhere with power. So
there you go.
Because I need that. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of the LeisureHub Podcast. My name is Justin, your host, and alongside me again, guest Thomas Barthudemol.
That's right. That's right. I love that.
Thank you so much for joining. I want to do more.
Same here. Same energy, man.
I want to do more.
Same.
But make sure you watch this. You can't follow him anywhere because he's completely private. He was gonna wear a mask today, but
it came close.
It was very close. It was very close. But I'm glad that you didn't wear a mask because people get to see your beautiful face. And so
it is beautiful.
Just for a thumbnail purposes, I'm just gonna scoop by you really quick because we gotta make sure we get some. Go ahead, move in.
All right, I'm moving in.
Whatever pose you want to give, whatever look you want to give. The thinker. That was completely impromptu, but I love it. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next episode. Talk to you on the next one. And enjoy your future traveling vacations.